gosh, this my daughter was playing with my lipstick. So there's red patches everywhere in the house. Okay. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Sporo. Hi, Didi. Okay, guys, I was held up earlier today. I usually do these at 4:30 every Friday. I just show you what I managed to finish during the week and what I picked up. I still have other books from previous Friday reads that I will not be showing you guys in this one. That includes Shlomo the Wife that I'm buddy reading with Bookish Nontli. That includes The Mermaid Fillet by Maya Ardeni. I think that's how you say the surname, as well as Born to Dream, which is a personal development book by Robert A. Ronalds, I think the second. And then there's another book that we are reading, House of Stone by Novuyo Chuma, that we are buddy reading with a couple of other people as well. So those you guys have already seen on my Friday reads. I'm not going to include those. I'll just go ahead and tell you what I managed to finish over the week. I managed to finish the Harry Potter series finally. So this was the last book in the series. It's called Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. It isn't the best book. My best book by far, as I keep on saying, is The Goblet of Fire. But it was a good enough book. I just didn't think that it needed to drag for all the pages that were included on here. I think some things could have been left out. It is more than 600 pages long. However, I think JK gives us the classic happy ending. She gives us the fight that we're longing for. The final confrontation was quite worth it, I think, but it really didn't require so many pages. So I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 because it was still good writing. It just was verbose, I think. So that's the book I finished. I told you guys last week about the Timekeeper series, and this is book 1. Nandi Goes to Egypt. It's by Sizile Ndlazi. She is a South African author. I think this is the first children's book that she's got out. She approached me to ask if I could read this and have a chat with her afterwards. It's published by Reach Publishers. I've never heard of them before. However, the story is quite strong. I just think that it would be even stronger if it was edited a little bit more tightly. I've only got 20 pages to go, and I love the fact that she uses African history as well as magical realism in this kind of story. And our lead, or our hero in the story, is a 10-year-old Zulu girl, which is quite something if you are collecting children's books for your kids. So I like that about this book, but I really do think that the editing needs to be refined in this one. So I picked up some books that I had touched and not finished throughout the year. Those usually bug me, especially if it was not a full-on decision to not finish the book, but I just put it aside because I lost a little bit of interest or something else caught my eye. So I'm trying to clear up that backlog in a sense. So I've picked up The Handmaid's Tale again. I am reading it along with Audible, because I was on chapter 19 when I stopped, so I don't want to reread it from the beginning. So I am catching up via Audible up until chapter 19, and then I'll see if I will read along or continue listening. I did watch the TV series, so I think that was part of the reason why it was such a hard one to get through. because somebody else had already imagined the characters for me. And that's why I think there's always a difficulty reading books of movies you've already watched. So I really, really struggled with this one. And that's why I decided to stop reading at chapter 19. So I'm hoping that the Audible will get me back into it, and I'll see if that works at all. Otherwise, I'll have to learn not to watch stuff before I read it. And I'm also, these all the books I'm going to show you now, I'm actually following on Audible. And the books that I mentioned earlier that I have on my bedside table that I'm actually reading are actually physical reads. So I've got 4 books by my bedside table that I'm reading physically, and then the ones that I'm showing you now are with Audible. So the second one is Leigh Badugo's Wonder Woman Warbarenga. I'd heard a lot about this when it first came out, and I knew that I wanted to get it because everybody seems to love Leigh Badugo, and I haven't picked up anything of hers. I've got about 4 books of hers. I bought a series of hers not knowing that I needed to first read another series before I read that one. So I've got Warbringer, which is a standalone, and then after that I'm gonna try out Shadow of Bone, I think. Shadow and Bone. Yes, Shadow and Bone, which is the first book that I needed to have had before I read the other series. So this I'm listening to via Audible, and I had started it, but I only got up to page 18. So I'm rereading it now. And then the star of the show, I'm reading Narnia via Audible as well. Guys, I can't tell you just how excited I am. I tried to get my kids to listen to book 1 with me, but they were just repeating what the narrator was saying, and it was random things that caught their attention, and then they were distracting me as well. But I've never read this. I've heard about the Chronicles of Narnia. I know the gist of the story. I think before I joined my final primary school, they had done a play the year before on this, so I know the basic idea behind it. And I think I watched one of the books in movie form. I want to say it was The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. I think that's the one I watched, which is book number 5 in the 7 series. This is the full series. This book has all 7 books, and that's the one that I'd watched. But obviously, because I didn't have much context except for what I understood about the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I can't even tell you that I remember much from that. So I am like a child devouring this book. I am so excited. And that's all I've got for my Friday reads. What are you guys reading? Didi says the testaments suck. I heard that. I listened to a podcast. There's a podcast that I really enjoy. It's just that my podcasts are on this phone. I would tell you what it's called. But they talked about the testaments when they first came out, and they were very disappointed as well. So I don't know if I think out of curiosity, if I finish The Handmaid's Tale, naturally I'll want to read the testaments. But I heard that it's not a good one at all. Oh, Narnia I'm so excited about that one. That is the biggest excitement of the pile. And as you can tell, I really love YA, especially YA that has a lot of adventure in it, which is why I'm a 35-year-old that still reads Harry Potter, that reads Narnia. I feel like it taps into that imagination that we let go a lot when we grow up and we start reading a lot of contemporary, and it also allows the transition to the escape is quite easy when you read made up worlds. I believe that's why I enjoy it a lot. And don't mind me, I hurt my thumb trying to fix my son's bicycle, which isn't fixed. Thought I'd let you know. Didi says she's she's reading Wandering in Strange Lands by Morgan Jerkins. I've never heard about it, as well as Sun in Sky by Jada Mayberry. What are the rest of you guys reading? I haven't heard about any of these 2 titles. Didi, can you give us a little bit of context on the one that you are enjoying the most of the 2? And for those of you who just joined, I was just recapping what I managed to finish last week and what's on my bedside, as well as what I'm listening to via Audible. So on my bedside, I have Mermaid Fillet by Maya Ardeni. I think that's how you say her surname. Born to Dream, which is a personal development book by Roland A. Roberts II. I've got House of Stone by Novoyo Rosa Chuma. I've got Hlomu the Wife by Dudu Busani Dube. And then the book that I finished over the week was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which is the end of the Harry Potter series. And then I'm 20 pages to the end of this book by a new author, a South African author it's a children's book, by the way. It's called the Timekeeper series. This is book 1. It's called Nandi Goes to Egypt, and it centers around a 10-year-old Zulu girl who explores African history, and it's got a lot of magic, time travel, and all those good stuff that can get kids reading and interested and reimagining stuff. But what I love most, I think, about this is the quest as well as the history that has been packed in here. I was mentioning that it's edited by Reach Publishers, and I do feel like it does need a little bit of tightening in the editing. There are some loose words, some loose sentences, some repetition, etc. However, the story is quite strong. So I feel if she wanted to do a re-edit, that she would actually do very well. It retails, by the way, I didn't tell you guys, for 130 Rand, and you can buy it from www.ikhabebooks.co.za. So if you're trying to collect for your kids and you're looking for books that have South African characters in them, then you might enjoy this one. And then I was just letting everyone know that these are the books that I've got on listening to through Audible. This is The Handmaid's Tale, Leigh Badugo's Wonder Woman Warbarenga, as well as C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia. Simoli says, hi, I'm reading Paradise by, the name, I'm going to butcher it, I'm so sorry, guys, by Abdul Razak Gurna. I haven't heard of it, and I'm sure I didn't say that right at all. And then Didi says, Further into Wandering, and it's a non-fiction. Okay, Further into Wandering is a non-fiction where Jerkins tries to understand her family's past and the Black American lineage throughout history. It's so good. I'm not one for memoirs and non-fiction, but of late I'm really hooked on what people are loving about the stories that they're hearing firsthand. So that's one I think I will definitely put it on the side. And if you say it's so good, I trust your taste, Didi, I will definitely have it on the side on my list of to buys. What's everybody else reading, or what are you hoping to get through this month? Even if you haven't picked it up yet, it is the start of September. So I'm very bad with TBR lists, because I've realized that I'm not even a moody reader. I'm a picky reader, and I can read a book for more than 1 month depending on how I feel about it. So I don't necessarily like doing TBRs, because when I don't finish the book in a certain month, it makes me feel as though I have failed, or I feel like I need to rush before the month is done, and I lose the enjoyment of the reading. But I love doing wrap-ups because it allows you to share what it is that you've read and what it is that you have enjoyed. So I prefer wrap-ups without doing TBRs, but I don't know, what do you guys have on your bedside tables that you are meaning to get to by the end of this month? By the way, my book club is reading The Shadow King by Mazza Mingesti this month. I'm still waiting for my order from Take a Lot. So actually 2 of my book clubs picked the same book, so I'm definitely reading that this month. I ordered that along with Kintu. I saw a lot of buzz around Kintu with the Read So Lit community. That's Didi's platform, and I thought I would definitely love to pick it up. And I remember, I think Simolis had said that she also picked it up and it was quite good, and so did Marina from Young, Black and Gifted. So I really do want to see what that's about. And Didi says this particular non-fiction I would like, Manchester Happened, And the gold diggers as well is what she's got on her bedside table for the rest of the month, which is great. I've got gold diggers, but I wanted to, it is gold diggers. I don't want to call the wrong name. It is gold diggers. But I wanted to buy the first book. It's Sunyati, right? So I wanted to buy The Polygamist first and then read Gold Diggers. So if I get to it, I wanted to read The Polygamist in September, so I hope I will get to it. Yeah? Yeah. So, as well as Cassandra at the Wedding. I haven't heard of that one. Is that fiction, Didi, or non-fiction? Okay, what's the rest of the crew reading? You guys should let me know if you prefer this time or if you prefer it is fiction. If you prefer the 4:30 slot for these Friday reads. I think this time is more feasible. I'm thinking because it's not straight after work. I do finish work at around 4 o'clock, 4:15, and I quickly have to set up and tell you guys what it is that's up. And I don't know if I can do that every single day, every single week. Like, I couldn't do it today, but I managed to do it at this time. And I realized that whoever was waiting at 4:30, I didn't give any notification to, and I do apologize. It was not intentional. So I don't know if 6 o'clock or 4:30 works best, but you guys can let me know. So I try not to drag these. It's just a sharing of what's on my bedside table, what I mean to read the following week. And as the weeks go by, I show you the new things and what I have finished. So I try not to show you the same books every single week. So if you guys don't have anything to share or ask, I'm gonna say goodbye and thank you so very much for joining me. And if you are on here, please be reminded, if you saw my stories yesterday, that I will be on the Read So Lit platform at 7 a.m. Chatting with Didi 7 p.m. chatting with Didi tomorrow. And if you guys are online, please do tune in for that. We'd highly appreciate that. And if you don't follow her platform, she's been commenting here. It's Read So Lit. So go over there. You'll find a lot of authors and books from the African diaspora as a whole. And she really has great taste in books. So whatever you see on there, if I were you and I am interested, I would definitely pick it up. So I'll see you guys at 7 p.m. tomorrow if you're online. And join us for that chat. Sporo says 6 p.m. works for her. So I do think that it's the more feasible time to do these. And I was worried that the lighting would be off because I'm only using the light in my room. But it looks like it works. So I'll try and do that going forward. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye, guys. Chat tomorrow.